Welcome back to another episode of SA Explained. I'm still joined by Dasen, Thathiah, homie from Durban.
Yeah.
I want us to pick it up from where we left it off, right? We basically touched from about 2018 establishment of PKTT all the way to July 6, 2024.
We're getting a
Right?
date.
2025.
2025.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Your head's full of info.
Mental
That's
fatigue,
fine.
yeah.
It's okay.
But post that, very important.
Yeah. So I mean, even on the day of the press conference, I don't think we realized the gravity of it. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, there's some really cool sound bites here. Like that's amazing. Did the live crossings, did the package, and all of that.
Yeah.
But then, like, as I went home, I even remember this moment. I was sitting on the couch. I think the Ramaphosa statement or response or whatever dropped later. And now I'm dealing with my phone. All of the messages. And people.
Sorry, where was the president? Was he in Brazil, I think? Was he in Brazil?
I think he could have been. I speak under correction. But I know he wasn't here. Getting all the messages and whatever. And now I'm thinking, phew, this was serious, eh? So we go through that. And then, I don't know if you remember this. From that period onwards, from that day, when we really started to understand how serious it was. I think I came to Joburg just after that, but I think it was really where you, me, a few of the other guys, we started really collaborating on telling these stories.
Yeah.
And it was exciting, right? Because it was, we didn't know what was coming. We later on had heard about this Madlanga Commission.
Right.
We knew that a commission was going to be established. We didn't know what we were going to do. And I followed that story here. I joined you.
And I was nervous. I think this entire journey just shaped my career as well.
Yeah, man, you've grown. Eh?
I mean, I knew this happened, but I knew there were like shenanigans within like criminal justice system and everything. But I think this just like absorbed me. You know?
It's like you had to grow up overnight.
I fell in love into it, but I just got too deep into it.
You did, man. I remember that morning. It was really cold, but then again, I'm from Durban, so even like 25 degrees is cold here.
Yeah, it was cold,
but it was so cold. Yeah. And you picked me up from the hotel. At like the crack of dawn. What was it like? Like 4 a.m. was like. Remember, I think our live crossings were at 6. Right?
Yeah.
When Madlanga started.
I was wearing a maroon jacket, I think. That's first day I was there. I was outside, you were inside, and Konazi was wearing a navy blue jacket.
Yes.
And he was opening it.
Man, it was so cold. It was the uncertainty of, where's he going to arrive? Which entrance is he going to use? Are we going to get those visuals? What's he going to say? How are we going to handle this? And we also didn't know what the structure of the commission would be like.
And I think who was still there. Sorry, I just want to keep you going so you don't lose context. It was chief evidence leader at the time was Terry Matau.
Yes. It is flamboyant.
Just the colors, color block.
He added the color to the commission, right?
I actually like the guy.
Yeah. He had that energy for it, you know. But I mean, the evidence leaders
and
are doing
the heightened security as well.
Yeah. So, like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't think we discussed it much then, but I was nervous myself because this thing was huge. The whole country was watching.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what the hell to expect. We didn't know what was going to come out. Like, we kind of knew what Mkonazi would say because he'd spoken a bit about it at the press conference. But like, I mean, I remember that anxiety and that nervousness and whatever. And but also the adrenaline of being given the responsibility of telling one of the most important stories of that year and possibly for the years to come.
100%.
I'll tell you, man. I got serious FOMO when I went back to KZN. I think I was here for like 2 weeks.
You think I didn't miss having you in Pretoria as well? You know what I'm saying?
Man, but you know what?
Yeah, I mean, because we had like established a culture of some sort, man.
Yeah.
While you were inside, I remember I was outside listening,
working hand in hand,
and we had to basically coordinate what was said and link it to historical context. Because Kwanaji would say something, but you need background context, and this is why I think it's like politics, right?
Yeah.
You need that institutional memory.
Right.
So some of the things he would speak about, like, for example, the 2011, 2012 period when he was the acting national commissioner, and there were allegations that there was political interference from Nathi Mthethwa and President Jacob Zuma in protecting Richard Mdluli. When he drops a line, you need to connect that to what he's saying, right? And I think that's how we gelled. and fused, and could like.
And it's part of like our jobs because remember the thing with the Madlanga Commission is that anyone who has a TV or I suppose data could watch it.
100%.
So our jobs there were really to make it make sense.
Yeah.
And to contextualize things and to add the color and to do all of that stuff. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't need a reporter there and you wouldn't need one as good as you. Because the thing is, you've handled this commission. I really couldn't even believe, how I watched. No, see, now I'm pouring my heart out. But I'm saying,
that's good,
you've literally grown in front of my eyes, man. Like my baby brother, And the thing is that you've done justice to it. So ever since this thing started, you said something just a little while ago. It's consumed you, right?
Yeah.
I told you, like even now, I joked about it taking your phone away, but it's needed. I think this podcast is probably the longest time that you haven't had your phone in your hand or in front of you.
Look,
in a long time.
In a long time, I think it has changed how I think, how I view life as well, how I see a police officer when I get to a police station, the other side of the counter.
So what do you see?
I'd go there as a normal South African, ordinary South African. The question is, will I be assisted? Can I trust this person on the other side?
Trust, eh?
Will this case serve or get the necessary justice and attention it deserves? Right? Then there's a dark side of things. I think since September 17th, when we first started. September, October, but things started taking a twist around November, December.
Yeah, we were in the honeymoon phase.
Honeymoon phase.
It's exciting and adrenaline
when
was
Witness
pumping.
D got shot and we were one of the first guys on the scene, right?
That's when shit got real.
That's where it became real because you now have people calling you at 4 a.m. and 3 a.m. with information. There's this other guy I was chatting to who would constantly give me information about what's happening within the SAPS as well.
Yeah.
I don't know where that guy is. I haven't spoken to him in a very long time.
Yeah.
Because
doesn't respond to messages.
Doesn't respond. I think it's one tick. I believe that some of these sources, they just give you information and dash off, and it's quite sensitive information. Just the other day, I was on X and I was checking my direct messages. So you get your inbox and there's direct messages. A flood of messages, people giving me information about what's happening in the rot and everything. And sometimes it's scary for me because I ask myself, who's following me? Who's surveilling me? Who is my phone tapped? Who's paying attention to what we're doing? Because as much as you're on the face or you're on camera reporting what's happening at the commission, that's fine.
Yeah.
But we've done work outside of the commission.
Yeah.
Doing exclusives.
Right.
Doing investigations. Breaking stories. Arriving first on the scene.
Yeah.
People wonder, how did you get first on the scene?
Wait.
Who's giving you information?
Wait. Hold on. No.
Yeah. But before we get into that.
No.
My parents, they became a bit worried.
Yeah.
Like at some point I had a conversation with my grandparents. They actually wanted me to pull out because they're saying this is becoming unsafe.
Did they tell you to stop reporting?
They were basic, not to say stop doing, but they were saying this is our view. This is becoming unsafe as a result of what is happening.
Was that after the Witness D shooting?
I think this was like a few weeks ago or something. Yeah, because
they have like a family intervention.
Because the thing is, Dasen, the narrative is we know too much.
Yeah.
There's a senior SAPS officer who came to me and said, "Kiddo, just be careful. I think you know too much. Due to the information that we have and we possessed and, we break and we, I just told you now, like with my phone as well. I'm just constantly on my phone.
Yeah.
So there has to come a point where separate work from life. That's been difficult.
We don't need to look far, right? I mean, we were at a meeting like earlier, right?
Yeah.
And in that meeting, like I'm thinking about it now, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
We have ice cream. Like, okay, we have coffee.
Yeah.
We have ice cream.
Yeah.
And on the back of having ice cream, the next conversation is about, so listen, man, like, is your car registered to your home address?
That's true.
And all of these things. So, I mean, these are not really normal conversations to have.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was even saying, just as a general precaution, that I don't want cars. I don't want to drive cars that are linked to where I live. You know what I mean? It's just like it's not a safe thing to do, and more so now more than ever, because like you're saying, journalists are seen as sources of information and of confidential information.
And at this particular juncture, some within the SAPS view us as pushing agendas for either this particular unit or that unit. Meanwhile, you're just doing your work.
Yeah, you got
the information may not favor one unit or the other.
Yeah, and then they're going to be fighting, because I mean, we know that there's this split. But listen, I have to come back to something that I just thought of, right?
Yeah.
But I let you pour your heart out.
All right.
But listen.
Yeah.
Look, you really got a lot of flack on X recently. I just want to know, man, like, how fast do you drive? I mean,
wait.
I saw this coming. You tweeted that and I mean, it's a serious issue. I mean, General Khan was shot, and
it's
a crime scene. And all that. Like, we can't forget that.
An investigation is still ongoing.
So that aside,
and SAPS has said that it's not preempted.
Yeah. So that aside,
100%.
and we wish him a speedy recovery.
100%.
But I need to know how fast you drive, because that shooting, according to your tweet, happened just after 11.
Yeah.
You were there at 23.
After the Bafana game. Okay,
yeah.
So here's a sequence.
So you were there at the 23:18.
Here's a sequence.
That is the fastest response time I've ever seen.
You're going to get me arrested now for driving so fast.
From where? How many kilometers was your trip? I don't want to say where you came from, but how many kilometers was your trip?
If I had to estimate.
Yeah.
I can only give you in minutes. Because I later on went to view the metadata.
Yeah.
I took the first picture when I got there, and I viewed like what time I arrived and everything like that, right?
So the tweet was a typo.
The tweet was a typo.
Yeah.
So let me start from this context. I was watching the Bafana game.
Right.
And obviously eyes.
Was that the one that broke our hearts?
Yes, we were playing Canada. Right? And they scored, I think, at the last 90 minutes or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Fair. I get a call from a source.
Okay.
Who says, "Hey, this guy has been shot."
Will it come clean now? What time is this call? Tell me.
So the call is around, I think it was just about 17 minutes plus 11.
Yo, okay. So that's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like 17
I get the
minutes.
call. I call my editor. Say, "Hey, this is happening."
Yeah.
I get another message again at about 11:23.
Okay.
Say, "Hey, this has just happened." So I was like, okay, this is going down.
Yeah.
Right. And what happens then is that I leave this particular place where I was watching the game.
Yeah.
Put on my ENC jacket and drive.
Yeah.
The distance from where I was to Houghton was 28 minutes.
Okay.
Right? So I left the house just about 11:33. Got there at about 11:39. The engine was still on. Switched it off at 1 minute past 12 because
you mean 11:59.
11:59. Yes.
You see implicating yourself.
Yes. So leave the house at 11:33. Get there 11:59.
Right.
Engine off at 1 minute past 12.
Okay.
You still want to get parking. You still want to get your stuff.
Yeah.
Your earphones, whatever, off. And when I got there, 28 minutes is still fairly early.
Wait a minute. You called me just after midnight.
Yes, we spoke. We had a
called me
chat.
just after midnight.
And when I called
and you were like, you wouldn't believe what happened. And I think I had just passed out, actually.
Yeah, when I called you, a detective had just arrived. The bucky that I saw there was from Norwood Police Station.
Okay.
And
was that the first police presence that you saw at the scene?
That's the first bucky I saw.
Yeah.
But FSR, Forensic Service, was there as well when I just spoken to you just after midnight.
Yeah.
When I got to the scene, the people I found there was, of course, SAPS members. Yeah. Scene was cordoned off.
Right.
Khan was not there.
Yeah.
Two
bullet casings.
2 bullet casings. Door open.
Yeah.
Car facing other way.
Lights on.
Not at the time. I didn't see the lights on. No bullet holes in the car.
Yeah.
I was like, this is very odd. What's going on
here? Wait, did your source tell you right up front that the person who was shot was General Khan?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it seemed as though he had pressed a panic button or something.
Who did? Khan did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we know that, from what we understand, private security was there as well.
Okay.
And essentially what happened was 28 minutes is still fairly quick. So the criticism came from the Typo, right? Because I'd said I left at 11, got there 80 minutes plus 11. And people were like, oh, do you work for Khan?
Look,
hey, who's your source? Hey, And to be honest, number one, never spoken to Khan in my life.
Yeah.
Number two, never texted him. In fact, he cites us in his court applications to say, as much as you remember when his property was getting raided, right?
Yes.
We were there as well. We were like almost the first ones there. He says the manner in which we reported wasn't fair.
Okay.
Gave away details and all of that.
Yeah.
And he was really unhappy with that. So this was someone who we could have a relationship.
Okay, but like, let me play devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I get why people are suspicious because even within the media space and social media and whatever, it's like people have chosen sides. They've some people are being paid.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We see it in those spaces. So I get the suspicion. Obviously, it's not warranted with you, but I mean, I get like why everyone is so anxious.
Yeah, everyone's so edgy and anxious, and people are worried about the agenda setting. And
the problem is once they come for you like that, then they also don't want to listen to reason.
Yeah.
So sure. I mean, you could even produce like tracking data and all of those things, and people will be like, "No, we believe what we believe."
Yeah, and that's okay, right? And that's okay. You cannot choose what people should formulate their opinion or their reasoning or whatever it is, right? But like I said, the mission is clear. It's to save the criminal justice system.
Yeah.
It's to expose the rot.
Yeah.
And it's to do whatever we can to ensure that my child and your child lives in a safer South Africa one day. And I retweeted it because it was quite overwhelming. I crashed out, I think. At some point I even went out of X and I came back, and
I saw that you needed to tune out, right?
Yeah, because like people like associating you to this bad thing. You're like, you've been updating the country, you've been risking your life.
No, but it's a thankless job, man.
Yeah,
like, journalism generally is a thankless job.
Yeah, so you're just like, you know what? You come back on, you're just like, you know what? It's okay. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
Look, man, I mean, I've been watching the commission from afar now, obviously paying attention to what's happening, but not physically being in the room, being in the room like you, right? Do you still get shocked?
Sure.
Like, does anything shock you anymore, knowing that there's just so much drama associated with what's happening?
I think I don't get shocked anymore. I think in the beginning, when it all started, but now it's just like, you know what? It's clear that the criminal justice system has been infiltrated.
Yeah.
It's clear that there is an element of what's believed to be alleged rogue cops inside who are working with the underworld.
Right.
It's clear that generals were bought off.
Yeah.
So I no longer get shocked,
You know what gets me? I don't know if this stands out for you, because obviously you're dealing with a lot of information on a daily basis. But the thing that still gets me is that so many private individuals, politicians, and people that shouldn't be privy to police documents and to police information, even if it's not necessarily classified, or just by virtue of it being something that should be dealt with within the police, right? That information is now up, or we've seen that it's been up for sale, or it's been used as currency to gain favor. So I give you details of this case or this complainant, you do something for me here, and that's what it is. I mean, that's what the text and all of those things are showing. The picture it paints for me is, how then can you trust? Remember what I said previously about how this criminal justice system has been failing us and failing victims. If you know there are so many leaks in that information system, how do we go back to trusting that system?
Look, it's scary. I mean, we have now heard about how General Khan and his friend, the alleged tobacco smuggler, Mr. Mohammed Syed, director of Casings, were on a frolic of their own.
Yeah.
Sharing information just amongst each other, a case number, about a complainant who was alleged to be, what do you call this again?
You mean the VBS complaint?
VBS, details given to the EFF leader Julius Malema as well. That's what we're seeing on the. I think he was inquiring about that case. I'll go back again and just jog your memory. The allegation that Sonona gave Major General Lesotho Sonona KZN Hawkshead, who's now resigned, gave information to Vusi Musikat Matlala.
This is the thing. See the leaks? That's what I'm talking about.
Regarding the alleged kidnapping kingpin Ismail Nangi.
Yeah.
And that case docket, there was sensitive information about cops who were investigating that matter.
Yeah.
Addresses. I think Madlanga Commission's name was also there. How Surgeon Fani and Nkosi leaked information about the case we're working on.
Yeah.
And investigations into the controversial blogger Musa Kawula, right?
Didn't Spear also allegedly share a document? Was it Spear? There was also some document that was shared, and I remember him. It came up as well, but which was allegedly, this is classified information.
Quite a number. And essentially, that's quite worrying because it has not only the potential to jeopardize a case that's active, but also speaks to compromising whoever could be a witness or a source.
How many cases?
I mean, you speak about the 121 dockets.
Yeah.
Do you think that we don't know who was investigating that? Do you think the people who are in possession of those dockets don't know who the complainants are?
Yeah.
So it comes with those kind of risk factors.
But look, Pule, I was talking about the conversation that was sparked by July 6th. So everything that came up and whatever. And it's what I was saying, that Mkhwanazi mentioned certain names. But like, this can of worms has been so huge that a lot of stuff that's now come out at the commission is not even directly related to what he said in that briefing. We're talking about the different levels of corruption. What about the municipal corruption?
Yeah.
Like, that stuff is crazy, man. That's like the closest thing to us when we hear about people rolling around with blue lights and, blue lights are for sale. All you got to do is you just need to know the right people.
In fact, we understand some of the irregularities that took place in municipality of Ekurhuleni, right?
Yeah.
Where people like Medicare CEO,
sure,
Medicare 24 CEO Mike van Wyk would often call in favors from Julius Mkhwanazi, who's the suspended deputy EMPD commissioner. How Mike wanted blue lights fitted into his cars.
Fitted or putted?
Inverted commas, put it. And into his mates' cars as well. How they wanted to be part of the operations that looks into helping EMPD as well. The question is, was it done in a regular way? That was the question. The answer is no. I mean, you look what was happening in the city of Tshwane with the awarding of the contracts to security companies, proper procurement processes not followed.
Yeah.
And the city of Joburg, which is next. And from our sources, we understand that they are going to enter into one, alleged corruption with JMPD. Two, a security fleet contract as well.
Yeah.
It's come under scrutiny. And of course, might look into one or two entities into the Joburg municipality. I think City Power could be one of them as well. And essentially, one could go so far of an extent of saying these municipalities have been the bedrock of corruption.
Yeah.
Because that is where the misconduct, the alleged looting, and of course, collusion taking place has been happening.
But it's about a network, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the municipalities, yes, and they have their own corruption that takes place at this level. But they work with other entities. And you know what I found? I mean, even if I look at eThekwini, right? And, the level of corruption that has been proven to exist there. What I found in doing some of my own research and investigations there is that, and I suppose it's the same here, they don't work in isolation and silos. So yes, there is corruption that exists within these entities, but they need the support of agencies like the Hawks. They need the support of the SAPS, of other agencies around them to make that system work, the corrupt system.
And you're right, because you can see the manner in which Nkosi was being used as a conduit.
Yeah.
Right? Basically.
And middlemen, that's a huge thing.
Yeah. Between Mashi Dlamini, the suspended deputy commissioner in the city of Tshwane, and of course other officials in the capital, the CFO,
right,
city of Tshwane. right? And it gives credence to what you're saying. You need the aiding and abating of senior SAPS generals or whatever it can be in some of these municipalities as well. And I feel like I spoke to Mkwanazi during the National Press Club Awards, right?
Yeah.
Also,
congrats, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. And he basically said we've just touched the tip of the iceberg. We're scratching the surface. So clearly, there's other rogue elements that we haven't even gotten to in some of these municipalities as well.
Yeah. Look. I just think that with all of this stuff coming out, there's been a perception now on socials. You see it. People talk about the Madlanga Commission being extended, or is it going to be extended or not, or whatever, right? So that's neither here nor there. But what I find is that there's now this kind of expectation. People are seeing the Madlanga Commission as a savior of sorts, like this magical thing that's going to save the country. But if we had to really be honest about it, while it's doing great work, it won't save the country.
Look, Jeremy Michael said something very important, the spokesperson of the commission, to say, we could go for years with this commission.
Yeah.
But what's needed is to make sure you answer the questions around the terms of reference.
Yeah.
Is our criminal justice system corrupt? Is there political interference? Is there criminality?
Tell me, stop there. Answer those three questions for me. Is it?
Given the damning evidence that's been presented before the commission, we're heading that direction. It is.
Yeah.
I think the commission is on a fact-finding mission.
Right.
And their recommendations need to prove that. And I think part of their recommendations will speak to those three factors, right? Including additional remedial recommendations that speak to the importance of institutional reform within the SAPS.
Yeah.
And of course, systematic reform as well, which is needed.
Right.
There's a lot of things like resources, skills development, pointing on merit.
Yeah.
Line of instruction.
Yeah.
You listen to some of the witnesses and you get a sense that this person executed this form of misconduct as a result of fear of insubordination.
Yes.
The boss says do this and you do it.
Yeah, you felt pressure, right?
If you follow.
Well, Masamula says he felt that pressure from
career limiting.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things that the SAPS should be looking into. But most importantly for me is the procurement and supply chain management, the awarding of tender contracts and all of that. That should be strengthened.
But that's not just the SAPS problem. I mean, that's a problem that exists at the municipalities.
Yes.
It exists in government departments. And I think at the core of it, my reading of it is that all of this comes down to power and greed. Because the sense that I get, and you can tell me otherwise, is that the police officers that are there many of them don't even seem to be concerned about the salaries that they get in these very senior positions, but they're more interested in the leverage that those positions give them and what they can do to get favors in return.
I mean, would one be unfair to say maybe also the wage structure, man, of how much some of these officers earn is a cause for concern?
Yeah, but also, man,
because the cost of living is damning, right?
Yeah.
South Africans are struggling to make ends meet. It's tough.
Okay. But that's at the lower end, right?
It's the lower
But you can't be complaining about cost of living when you're earning almost 2 million a year.
100%.
Right?
100%. But the reviewing of the wage structure, I think, is something that must be discussed as well.
Yeah. But I mean, what do you think? What are we now? Is it 10 months of the commission? Ooh, right.
Starting in September.
Yeah.
We're now in July.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll work it out.
It's about 10 months,
yeah. So 10 months into the commission, right? We heard the allegations, we know the key players, we know what's going on, we have an idea. In your mind, has the bigger picture been formed? The web, has it been formed?
I think it has. I think if you have been following the commission closely, the organogram, which is of course painted or just shown by Lieutenant General Dumisani Kumalo, you get a picture of who's where, and who was playing which role.
So how true does that organogram or that structure that we are now seeing, right? how close to Mkhwanazi's original allegations is it? So has it veered away? Has it expanded? Is the core the same? What do you feel?
Again, it goes back to what I said earlier on. If you're going to report on what you get at the commission just on face value,
right,
you're going to struggle a bit to put the picture together.
Okay.
We've had to go outside.
Yeah.
I mean, in the streets of Victoria, speaking to sources and everything, it gives credence to what Mkhwanazi was saying as well. For me, and my picture, it's complete. I know who's where and who's doing what and what's happening.
Yeah.
Having discussed with sources and everything. Right? So I know who's where and who's doing what.
Right.
But also, there must be room for discussion to say there are even probably other much more notorious cartels operating in South Africa.
So, after this commission, or not after the commission, while the commission's been busy with its work, we saw a number of implications, repercussions, things that happened while the commission continued to do its work. Based on what you see, do you credit the commission for the arrests, the suspensions, the movement that we are seeing in cleaning out the rot?
Yeah, I mean, if there was no Madlanga Commission, I don't think we'd be here. The role of the commission, hence why, if you listen carefully, it's a joke. The chairperson says, don't call this thing the Madlanga task team. I'm not arresting anyone. He says, I'm not arresting anyone.
Yes.
I'm just here to...
It's a CRTT.
Yes, yeah. We're here on a fact-finding mission.
Yeah.
We are unraveling the alleged rot.
Yes.
And whatever comes out of here can be used by institution to further administer disciplinary processes or arrests can happen.
Sometimes...
And I think that's where the commission recommended task team will have to come in then.
Sometimes this thing's so ridiculous, right? Like, I look at it sometimes and I go, yes, we need to look at people must obviously have an opportunity to defend what they say and all of that. But, I sometimes look at people's responses and why they're so skeptical. It's so hard to dispute certain things that you see in writing and from different accounts and different versions and all of that. Do you think that how will people recover from this? I mean, people's dirty laundry have been exposed left, right, and center. The stuff they're saying, general banter, it's become a spectacle, right? Besides the obvious stuff in the terms of reference and everything, it's also like people are latching onto the other stuff.
South Africans,
the words that I use. I mean, you saw what the president was called.
Yeah,
right.
I saw. Yeah, but I can't. Yeah. We're a resilient nation, and we've been through a lot as a country.
Yeah.
We have overcome a lot. I mean, no one ever thought we'd overcome the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
Then the July unrest.
Man, the floods in KZN.
Floods in KZN.
It's hectic.
I think as much as everyone is glued to the commission, everyone's supporting the commission and the support messages to the commission, at some point we shall overcome as well. This is probably going to form part of history. Our kids will ask us about this one day. It's what happened on the 6th of July and what led to that and all of that. And I think as much as many are saying on social media, hey, we're going to miss the commission. Hey. I think at some point we'll definitely overcome. But while that's the case, because you speak about whether are we going to overcome, what do you make of what's happening between IDAC and, of course, Mkhwanazi and Khumalo and SAPS as well? What's happening there, man? What do you think?
The war, as they call it.
Yeah, let's call it turf war.
Andrea Johnson says she doesn't know about the war. Funny thing, though, I mean, I spoke to the acting national commissioner, Debane, and she said to me, she doesn't know about a war.
Yeah.
What's that? So the other thing that I realized is that even within the SAPS, they're also not speaking the same language.
Yeah.
I even said to her, look, you got senior officers saying there's a war, you saying there's no war, what's going on? No, according to us, there's no war. Got Andrea Johnson commenting, and she says that...
when is she giving us a media briefing, by the way?
Right?
Yeah.
We need it.
Yeah.
We need that.
When is she going to give us a media briefing?
Yeah, man, we need to hear that side, because we need to understand where IDAC is coming from, especially in this time. And it's so crucial that we've gotten used to transparency now, because the Madlanga Commission, the ad hoc committee, it's afforded us that.
Yeah.
Like, we are privy to everything that's going on. So we we have a hunger for it. So we want people to hold these press conferences and tell us and
what's happening.
Give us insight. I think that's why even when you spoke to Mkhwanazi at the Brooklyn police station, you know, well, you roped him in.
By the way, that was very intense. I mean, we arrived there and again, we were the first. And no one is saying, what time did you arrive there? 23:18.
listen. What time did you get there?
I think Dasen used to get a t-shirt. 23:18. You know? 23:18.
Right? No, I mean, even with that one.
And he was not wearing uniform, by the way. I could see him. General, you speak to us.
Yeah.
And he went inside the police station.
He try to duck first.
Came out. I think he was with Lieutenant General Dumisani Kumalo's.
Was the lawyer there? Ndebele was a lawyer.
Mr. Ndebele, yeah. And they came out.
Yeah.
They briefed us. He told us that, look, there were rumors circulating that they were going to get arrested.
Yeah. But
you remember that day I actually called you and said, dude, there's rumors circulating that they want to arrest IDAC officials.
Yeah.
It didn't turn out that this was just like fake news or something like that. You know, because people.
But remember, the same thing happened with Masimola as well.
Exactly. And the following day, it seems as though Kumalo was called to come to the police station.
That was a very interesting situation. You know, I found a contradiction in the statements that were issued, because there was a statement that was issued initially disputing media reports. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Saying that there's no such, no one's been arrested, nothing's happening, and all of that. And then the following day, was it an NPA statement that we had, which said, yes, in fact, there are J50s, warrants of arrest.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, contradictory.
I don't know if those, and that statement came from Kaiser Khanyago from the MP as well.
The second one, yeah?
Yeah, IDAC released the first statement as well while we're still there.
Yeah.
I think it's Henry Mamatome. The spokesperson of IDAC. So, yeah, there was a bit of a gap in communication because the statements were not in sync, you know, at that point in time.
Yeah.
But IDAC reiterated that, look, this was not arrest. We're not arresting anyone. And then there were rumors circulating that after the 30th of July, remember with the anti-illegal immigrants protest, that Kumalo was going to be arrested again. And again...
So what happened to that J50?
Again, I was about to say, like, you know, in the cycle of this news events and everything, I've learned to be very cautious about where do I get my information, who feeds me what.
Yeah.
Because what I've realized that someone will just randomly come with information, give you maybe 10% of the truth and the rest just fake news, diluted as one package.
Yeah.
And you have to test that information. And hence why you need to ensure that that's where your sources come in to try and test the credibility of what you've been given.
3 sources.
3 sources at least. Yeah. So we don't know where that's happening now. And of course, again, there was rumors about there was a directive from higher above that said, hey, this...
Yeah, someone made a call.
Someone made a call. So all of these missing...
But man, how do we get faith back in the system? Like, I'm just listening to everything, and I'm starting to get angry again now because I'm just listening to how broken the system is, right?
Yeah.
And even when Madlanga ends, the system is still going to be broken.
Yeah.
I mean, police generals have become almost like they're becoming an extinct species now.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to find a police general in the SAPS. They're either suspended or they're fired or whatever.
Yeah.
So these are the people that are supposed to be right at the top. For once, that wasn't your phone.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah,
thank goodness. Yeah. So, okay, I mean, let's talk post Madlanga, man. Like, where to? Everyone's watching the deadline, but what's next? What do you see happening?
I think that I don't know. I don't think it's going to be extended. I don't know. I don't think so.
No, but even after that, like,
I think after
what's outstanding?
Oral submissions, witnesses that have to come till 31st of July. That meeting between the chairperson, Buyiseli Madlanga, and the president hasn't taken place. Yet. For now.
They've consulted the presidency, right?
From what we understand, I think contact has been made to the presidency.
To request that engagement.
To have an engagement.
Yeah.
To be very careful there. But there hasn't been any request to President Cyril Ramaphosa himself.
Yeah, I understand.
That meeting still needs to take place.
Right.
And look, the commission wants to meet the deadline, and from the 1st of August to the 31st, they want to draft the final report, which will be made public. And it's going to be a lengthy report, a scathing report as well. So that's what we're waiting for. By the way, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have touched on me having arrived at this crime scene first.
Right.
Because I remember even when Sibia was house was being raided, we were the first there as well, through our sources. How has it been for you? I mean, you've been part of what the kind of work the KZN police officers have been doing in KZN, and often you being on first of the crime scenes. What kind of, messaging have you received as well, whether good or bad?
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about something. People think that
people think
people think Mkhwanazi is going to phone me and be like, hey, listen, this thing happened or that happened. I mean, people make these stupid comments. I always laugh at that.
Yeah.
But much as you are doing in your career as well. I mean, we build networks
100%.
over the years.
Yeah,
right? I mean, I've been a reporter for.
You've actually said this on X. Say people think it's easy. People think I can just call producer or my boss, hey, yo, and say, yo, you have the information.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
It takes time, trust, and sometimes you have to speak even people who are, found to be wanting. Just to say, yo, where are you? Are you still in the hospital? Where are you? Are you recovering?
You have to check these things. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think it's been almost like, I was trying to calculate, giving away my age, but I think it's almost 20 years that I've been in the field. And even long before KZN news or KZN crime news became sexy, I've been doing this. I remember 2008, 2009, going to crime scenes.
How long have you had to build your sources for, though?
That's what I mean.
Sources. Yeah.
It's taken years, right? So it's an entire network of sources, and it's so important because it also makes me sad when I think of that network, because I know so many good police officers. So many good police officers that do things that I wish I could talk about in public. As much as I know the bad ones, and I definitely know the bad ones. But the good ones that I've built relationships with over years, and I know the ones who stay away from their houses for days on end. And you don't see the report on the NCA, you don't see the report on X, you don't see it anywhere because they may not have achieved what they wanted to. They go and travel to northern KZN because there was information there, spend 2-3 days, don't even eat a lot of the time and whatever, and then target was missed, they come back, no one hears about it. So there are people who are genuinely doing this,
100%,
right?
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And I think a lot of that is overshadowed by all of the stuff that's coming out of the Madlanga Commission right now. And people forget that they are good humans in the SAPS, and they are good humans in NPA.
And the service must be protected at all costs.
And they must be protected.
They must be protected.
But the problem is that they are becoming extinct as time goes by, and they're becoming tainted by the corruption that happens above them. They become affected.
Like a virus of some sort.
It's a virus. And the problem is you are now faced with a situation where you join the police because you are passionate and because your uncle was a police officer and your dad did this. And this is a family tradition. And you get into the police, you get in as a constable, as a sergeant, you work your way up. And then your boss, who's a brigadier or a general, says, listen, take this bag or this thing and go and drop it off.
And you do it. Fear of insubordination again.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Now you get tainted. So this is the mess that we find ourselves in, right? Because these guys are now learning the language of corruption. There are people who don't know, how there are things that happen in KZN where I'm trying to think of how to say this, right? So there are times when Mkhwanazi is known to be out in the streets. This is like pre-July. Would be out in the streets or whatever, and he would be driving around and he'd see something dodgy happening, like a police officer, like he shouldn't be there, or like what's going on there. He's actually gone out and arrested police officers, like while he's been cruising around. And I've heard this. He'll probably laugh it off if I asked him about it. Probably won't even confirm it. But I've heard it from people who have seen it for themselves, and they know this. That's what he's done. But sometimes, and I did ask him this question once, I said, don't you feel like you're fighting a losing battle here? The one time I went...
Especially because it looks like the discipline has been chucked out of the window.
It's out, man. I went into his office the one day and he had like a pile of documents. We were about to do an interview, a sit down or something. Pile of documents. And I was like curious, like, what's happening there? No, these are dismissals that I need to sign. One guy accepted, I think, 500 Rand or 200 rand or something stupid like that, a constable, he has to go, man. Just join the service and it's out. I think he was there for like a year or 2
And already
years.
started taking bribes for like
Already started
200
taking bribes. And this is what I'm talking about, man. It's deep.
It's like a cultural inauguration when you come in and you are initiated through this, this scheme, and you need to loot and you need to steal,
right?
And that's how you survive, and
but it's a mess, man, and like
it's crazy.
We don't even have to look far, because even our industry, Pule, if we had to be honest about it, people are doing the same thing. People are doing exactly the same thing.
In fact, you go to all institutions as well.
Yeah,
and
it's a South African problem.
Corruption
is a South African
problem.
Currency.
Yeah,
it's a language that we know.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so easy for all of this to infiltrate. And that's why I say to you that the Madlanga Commission is great. And we have hope because of the transparency we're seeing, and we're privy to all of these things. But we have to be real, man. This is going to take a long time. I don't even know if my kid is going to see a clean South Africa or a clean SAPS. I mean, you have to worry about things, about drugs being planted in your car. You got to worry about a police officer stopping you late at night. Can I search your car? Goes to your car, puts drugs in the back, and goes, come here. There, I see a bag in the back here. Where are you transporting this? How do you prove it? How do you prove that you didn't take that? That you were not transporting that? There are no witnesses. There's late at night. You get stopped. So the trust is broken. The trust is broken. And that is that's demotivating.
And for me, that's worrying, because you're going to have incidents where people now take the law into their hands.
Yes, vigilantism, right?
Yes, exactly. You look at some of the community groups as well who would be upset at the fact that there's a certain group of people in our community selling drugs, subjecting our young girls to prostitution. Yes. We know that house, we're going to burn it.
Yeah.
Because this police station, this community is also corrupt. They're accepting bribes.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going. And you cannot allow that kind of lawlessness to be the order of the day, because it will just institute instability in the country as well.
And this is the problem. That once we pop the Madlanga bubble that we all are kind of living in right now and watching this thing unfold, and this being this magical commission that's going to solve all our problems, we still live in that environment that we're talking about. You're still going to switch off the Madlanga Commission and go outside and get stopped by a police officer who's asking for cool drink money. You're still going to go to the SAPS and they're not going to take your complaint seriously. There's still a woman that's going to go to a police station. I've done stories like this. Go to a police station and they're like, hey, go to the court, man. That's a domestic issue. She's bleeding. She's been attacked by a partner. Those realities still exist.
Yeah.
So unless you take the whole SAPS, turn it upside down, throw all the bad apples away, and then inject the new ones in there.
I mean, if the commission needs to be extended, I just say give them the time to do their work. I mean, what they've done must be commendable. There's somewhat some sort of a progress, and we're seeing change in every different shape or form. So,
but we also need to give props to the commissioners, to the evidence leaders,
the investigators.
Yeah, I had my doubts. I'll be honest. When it started, I needed to see it play out. I needed to know firsthand. Yes, we had respected people that were in that commission, but I think because we're so skeptical, I just wanted to see it starting to unfold and starting to work. And once it started to work, I really felt that the individuals that were placed there are really putting their blood, sweat, and tears into this commission. And you know it better than anyone.
I mean, Peter Goss, Typo, some of the investigators there, and I think they've had to deal with a lot of information. They need to turn around quickly.
Yes.
Which may culminate into tangible evidence they can use as well. I mean, now Chief Evidence Leader Matthew Charleston having to also go in there. The commissioners, the evidence leaders as well, the researchers, junior staff. I once spoke to some staff member, and it was on a light note, really. Yeah. I asked him, "Do you ever get some sleep?"
It's rich that you asking that. You know what I mean?
And he's like, "We don't sleep."
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember.
Sleep.
I don't remember when the last time I had proper sleep, because I work Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
Do the round table on a Sunday. On
Saturday, I'm hoping I'm going to get peaceful sleep, but I can't.
You can't.
I can wake up at 4 a.m. and someone's getting arrested.
That other Saturday, weren't you running around with iPad?
On a Friday evening.
Into Saturday.
Yeah. Exactly. So you can imagine, I hardly... I hardly get some sleep, man. Even when I'm sleeping, you're thinking about the commission, you're dreaming about the commission, you're dreaming about, crime scenes and all of that. You just,
hey, man, I'm surprised you're not divorced.
I'm
surprised you're not divorced.
You eat and live. Everything in the commission. So, yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, we'll get there.
What's your secret, though, man? How do you unwind? How do you take all of this information and know that we're living in such a depressing time, but at the same time, you need to distress? What do you do?
I don't know. I try to play games. I try to go to the gym. I don't know. I just can't. It'll. You have that moment for like an hour, 2 hours, and then you're back thinking about the commission. You're on your phone again.
Yeah.
People are calling you. Hey, listen, where are you? No, I'm in Joburg. Yeah, we're going to make an arrest now. We're arresting this person. Call your source. Check. Yesterday, someone was saying, "Hey, ask Dasen. Last week we raided this office." Like, dude, all these people get excited by sharing information with you as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly. And they're getting so excited that some of it's legit, some of it's not.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, it is.
And I don't see it in bad light. I see it as people wanting to expose what has been going on in the SAPS for a long time that hasn't been shown to the public.
Yeah.
And out of goodwill, I want to believe. But hey, I don't know what's gonna happen after the commission. Maybe I must come to KZN and help you with the
because I mean, I can tell you now, you're gonna be bored when this commission's done. When it's over, I mean, you're just gonna be phoning me and harassing me and just because you're gonna have nothing to do.
I know.
You need to find something.
Ayo must give us more shows, man.
We're gonna come and sit here and just have a therapeutic session. You know what I mean? Just hang out and stuff. But no, man, I think at the end of it. By the end of it, we're probably going to be in a better place. But whether it's going to be a permanent fix, man, I have my doubts. Yeah.
No, we'll see what happens. And thanks for coming on to Joburg.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you, man. That's of course my homie from Durban, KZN, Dasen Thathiah, joining us on SA Explained. We'll be back again next time with more explosive information and a much more. Of course, I want to say a greater episode. This is the greatest. We haven't used it.
It's amazing, man. I mean,
when are you coming back again? Tell the viewers.
You better commit to it. When are you inviting me?
No, Ayo must tell us before when the commission ends its submissions. You must come. Okay,
Right, got it.
We're gonna tell the producer.
Got you.